Hello, Vignesh here. Welcome to Plouta Financial Wellness Hub. Today we have Joshua, who's our FCA-regulated financial advisor. Today we want to talk about pension versus ISA scheme. Which one is good for your early retirement?
Hi, Vignes. Welcome. Good to see you again.
Hi.
So I think that, the question of pension versus ISA is a good one, but I think that the answer is more complex than choosing one and sticking with it.
Okay.
Right? So I think that for long-term retirement plans, a pension is going to be your best friend because any money that goes into it is going to receive tax relief on the way in, right? So if you're paying in post-tax money, you're going to get government tax relief on the way in, right?
Okay.
So that's a great way to boost the number from day one, right? If you think about that from, in real terms, £10 going in will receive at least £2.50 of government tax relief, which means that your starting point for investment is higher, right? You've already had that return on investment of 25%, right? Great place to start. On the flip side, with regards to ISAs, they are very much important for drawing a tax-free income in retirement. Because if you take the pension, any funds outside of the 25% tax-free cash that you draw down in retirement are going to be taxed at your marginal rate. With an ISA, any money that you draw from the ISA is completely free of tax because when that money went into the ISA, you'd already paid tax on it. So the good thing about the ISA is the tax-free growth within the scheme and the fact that when you draw it down, there's no tax to pay.
Okay.
The good thing about the pension is you get government tax relief on the way in, which is even higher than that 25% level if you are a higher rate or additional rate taxpayer. But the disadvantage is A, it's locked away until you're 55 or 57, and B, when you come to draw down on those funds, you're going to pay tax. So if you're in a place where you're a higher rate taxpayer today and you expect to be a lower rate or basic rate taxpayer in the future, then great, put money into the pension so that you get that marginal gain of tax relief now at 40%, tax payable in the future of 20%. If you want to work with a bit more of a flexible scheme, then choose an ISA because you have easier access. You don't have to wait till you're 55. Any gains are completely tax-free.
Is that okay to say better to have a balanced portfolio of some in pensions and some in ISAs?
Yeah, because for the general consumer, the general investor, the general person, you're going to be in a place where you have a long-term retirement goal, which is going to be best met by the pension scheme. And before you get to that retirement point, there's going to be big expenses that come along the journey of your life, right? So those big expenses can be funded through the ISA because you don't have to wait till you're 57 or 55 to access those funds, right? So it's understanding what expenses are on the horizon, how long until you're going to need to meet those expenses, and what part best puts you in a position to pay for that future expense today.
And for ISA, there's a £20,000 limit, but for pension, there is no limit unless. Also, you can invest 60k per year on pension, right?
So there's a £60,000 annual allowance for the pension scheme, £20,000 ISA allowance for the ISA, and it gets a little bit more varied if you start to earn over a certain amount of money with regards to the pension, and it's capped at your overall annual income with regards to what you can pay in. So although the £60,000 is the highest level, if you earn under £60,000, then that's the most you can put in.
So the key takeaway is we have to use both the scheme.
Both the ISA and the pension are your friend. When it comes to investment. They are the simplest, cleanest, tax-efficient structures to invest in the UK for people with a typical lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Vignesh, founder of Plouta. If managing money feels confusing or just not made for you, you're not alone and you are in the right place. Plouta is here to help you understand your money and build real financial freedom one step at a time. In this channel, we share easy to follow videos on things like budgeting, saving, investing, pension, and even how to plan your inheritance tax. Our goal is simple: to help you feel more confident and in control of your money. If that sounds useful, hit the subscribe and join our growing community of people on the journey to financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.